Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've got a little dynamic heading for you today. If I just refresh this page, it's going to animate in after about half a second there, and it's got the current date and a dynamic title. Now, a dynamic title means whatever page you put it on, it's going to take on the name of the page, and I'll just demonstrate that. Let's add a new page here. And we'll give it a title. Use the Divi builder, obviously. And we can build from scratch. Now I'm going to get rid of that. I've got my little section saved in my library, and I'll show you how to do that in a while. So I'm going to go add from the library. There's my little save section. We'll just pop him at the top. And as you can see, it's got the title of our new page up there. And that's what makes it dynamic. It's taking from the database. So every time you add this to whatever page, it'll take on the title for you. Let's save this draft and we'll get started. I'm going to simply delete this section. We've got an empty section here. I'm going to put in a single column. And I'm going to use a blurb module for this today. You can use pretty much any module you want, but I'm going to use blurb module because it's got a title and a bit of text there. I'm going to let go of the image. So I'm going to go down to image. I'm going to take that away. Now let's start putting our dynamic content in. We're going to go back to the text. We're still on the content tab. If you roll over the text right here, on the right hand side, you'll see a little icon that looks like a bunch of discs. Use dynamic content. Let's click on that. And the title of our blurb here, I want to have the page or archive title. My new page, you can see it's already popped that in. And I'm going to do something similar down below. If you just want the title, just delete this. But I thought I'd have the current date just down below the page title. So to do that again, we've got that little icon that looks like the disc. Simply left click on it. And let's put the current date there. And you can put something before or after, and you can choose the format. I'm going to have mine just like that, I think. There we go, fantastic. Okay, well, let's style this a little bit. Not going to spend too much time styling it, that's entirely up to you. Let's go over to our design. Text-wise, I'm going to pop it all in the middle. My title text, I want a bit bigger. I think I'll make it all caps. And I'm actually going to make it the same color blue as we've got in the logo up there. I've got a free chrome color picker just up the top here. So if I grab that one, let's get this light blue color. There we go. So I'm going to click on the color and just paste the hex code in there. There we go, fantastic. I think I'll make that bold to make it stand out a bit. Great. What I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to give this a background so it stands out whatever we put behind. I'm going to put an image background behind there. So let's go back to the content tab. I'm going to go to background. And I'm just going to give this a black background to begin with. And I'm going to bring the opacity down a bit, which is the transparency or see-throughness, by clicking on the color, right hand slider here. I'm going to bring mine down to about 3/4, something like that. Let's bring that date back. We've lost it now, we've got a dark background, so we'll go to body text. Let's make that white in color. There we go, fantastic. Now I want a bit of padding top and bottom. So while we're on the design tab, let's go down to spacing. Let's put in 40 top and bottom. Just put in 40, it'll put the pics in for you. Hit the chain, it'll do the opposite side. A little bit too much, let's change that to 20. That's fine. Now I don't want it as wide as that. I want it sort of a little bit wider than the text, but you want to keep it as wide as you need it for the longest title of your page. So still on design, I'm going to close up spacing. I'm going to go to sizing just above it. I'm going to take the width down to where I want it. Probably something like that for me. I don't think I've got any titles that are really longer than that. Now it's shorter. Let's round that down to 50%. Just using the little arrows here to increment. Now let's pop it in the middle by using module alignment, and it'll stay back in the middle there. Fantastic. Great, and let's round those corners slightly with the border right here. I'm going to give it, say, 8 pixels. And again, just put in the 8, it'll put in the pixels for you. If you've got the chain linked, it'll do all 4 at once. So we've got our little round corners. And let's have a little border with the same color as our text there. So I've got a border there. Let's make it, say, 2 pixels wide. Let's paste in that same color. Hopefully it's still in my clipboard. Yep, there we go. Fantastic. Great. Okay, that's the dynamic heading taken care of. Let's just put an image in the background here. So I'm going into the blue tab for the section. I'm going to go down to background. I'm going to go to image. And I'm going to add the image I want. Let's use that same one again. There we go. That sort of shows through nicely. You can read the title, the date very well, and you can see the image in the background. So I'm happy with that. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'll save this to my library. If we roll up to our section, a little round icon just to the left of the trash can there, we'll save this to our library. But also what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this whole page to the library. So every time we want to start a new page, we can use this template. And we'll automatically have our template at the top here. So I might shorten that up a little bit. I think I've got a little gap, too much gap. You can either drag it by clicking and dragging it up like that, or go into the blue section, design, spacing. There's our padding. Let's put, say, 50 pixels top and bottom. Again, put in the 50, it'll put in the pixels, hit the chain, it'll do the other side. That's great. Now, before we save this as a page template to our library here, I'd like to animate this a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the row, the green tab here. I'm going to go to design. I'm going to go down to animation. I'm going to use slide, and it'll do you a little demo of it. I want it to slide in from the left. So I'm going to change this to the right. I'm going to have a delay of about ½ a second, so you can drag the slider up or type in a value. It's entirely up to you. Animation intensity, that works for me at the moment. That's fine. Starting opacity, we'll leave it just as it is, which is invisible when it starts. I'm going to have it ease in, ease out. That's absolutely fine. But the actual time it takes, animation duration, let's have a look. I'm going to change that to maybe a little bit slower, to maybe two seconds. That may be too slow. Yeah, let's change that to, we'll leave that about a second, I suppose, as it was. That's fine for me. Okay, when we're happy, let's now save this to our library. And we'll call it dynamic page. So every time we create a new page now, we can use this template and just build underneath it. We'll save it to the library. Now if we create a new page, I'll open it in a new tab here. We'll give it a title. Use the Divi builder. This time we can choose a pre-made layout because we've saved our layout. Go up to our saved layouts here, and there's our dynamic page right there. And as you can see, it's taken on our new heading. If I save draft and exit the Visual Builder, there's the animation we're going to have on page load. If I refresh the page, there we go. We've got ½ a second delay, then it's going to take a second to feed in. And any page you create, it's going to take on that title name for you, and every day the date's going to update for you. So there you go, guys. There's how to add a dynamic page title to your Divi website. And we've added a little animation just for fun. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and WebDesignAndTechTips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.